topic of talk where they're talking about giving him some type of advisory job to the down there at the board of school board, the board of education. Now, I think that would be a great idea. And let me tell you,
late yesterday afternoon.
On the bluff note here, folks. Deidre Johnson and the other young lady whose jobs were eliminated and they were eventually fired because of A.K. Hassan and the work that he was doing to attempt to get Dr. Lark out, and anybody who supported Dr. Lark or was in Dr. Lark's corner, he made sure they got fired. I think it was Deidre Johnson, and I forget the other young lady's name, who was this spokesperson for the Board of Education, black young lady. Well, that will show you, if they're talking about creating a job for A.K. Hassan, that these two young ladies were fired out of retaliation, which they could bring suit against the Board of Education, which I think is a wonderful thing. And for Barbara Ployam to make this dandy decision goes back to show you what I have told you before, that Joe Scott and Barbara Ployam were also behind getting rid of Dr. Charles Lark, and that they too have their days coming. I don't know if Barbara Ployam had a little drink or something, or she had something to drink or something prior to making this decision. But it was not a decision of a sober man or woman's mind to even discuss giving A.K. Hassan a position at the school. Echoes and someone else said that they didn't think this was a good idea. And as I said before, they have gotten their work out of A.K. Hassan. He's gotten rid of Lark, so they don't need him anymore. They don't have any use for him at this point in time anymore. He's done the work that they've asked him to do, and that was get rid of Dr. Charles Lark. And he's done that. And that's typically how most white folks will do you once they use you up. They just leave you out to dry. But I cannot determine or understand under what conditions would it be appropriate to have AK as an advisor. Why do we need an advisor who goes out and gamble and shoot pool and hustle for a living? What kind of advisor do the school board need that way? Now, what I think we should do, and this would be a good suggestion, is that Dr. Lark should reapply for his job, and we should take a vote on him being renamed school board superintendent. Now, that's a good idea. And if we're talking about bringing A.K. Hassan to work anywhere near the school board, that would have to be a recommendation to the board that we rehire Dr. Lark. We let him retire and we rehire him. And, before I leave here, I am going to teach black folks. I want you to hear this. I want everyone to hear this. Before I leave here, I am going to teach black folks how to deal with white folks. Y'all hadn't learned yet. There's a fundamental piece of understanding missing from black folks' brain. And I'm gonna before I leave here, trust me when I tell you, I am gonna have a group of black folks in Augusta, Richmond County, a group of black folks in Williston, a group of black folks in Aiken County, a group of black folks in Edgefield County, a group of black folks in Saluda County, McCormick County, a group of black folks in New Ellerton that are going to be able to deal with white folks on whatever level they need to deal with them. See, it's fundamentally something that you've got to learn. You've got to understand. They have this mindset, as Austin Rhodes said it, they are conquerors. And they just take what they want to take, and they just tell you where you fit in at. And I'm going to mold you and teach you how to deal with them on all levels and on all bases. You're not going to have to worry about when you say this is what we want, they're going to say, okay, that's the way we're going to work. But it fundamentally takes black folks to have courage. It takes black folks to understand, to be understandable, and it takes black folks to have some ruthlessness in them. And if you don't have those three things, sit down, because you don't qualify to deal with white folks. Just want you to understand that. Especially these types of white folks that you're dealing with at the school board, that you're dealing with at the board of the board of commissioners. You have got to have courage. One, you have to have understanding and good common sense, not just common sense, but good common sense to deal with some of these white folks. And that's not to say in a bad way, folks. I want you to know that. Their mindset is the mindset of their grandmothers and granddaddies. So they have the mindset already of control. They have the mindset of running over you already. And most of them, not all, but most come out the womb that way. They come out the womb with the slave master mentality. And folks fail to understand that. You just fail to see that you're dealing with folks who have the traditional well-beings of their ancestors. And that well-being is to be able to manipulate, to be able to use and abuse folks of color. Some of y'all just ain't got that picture yet. County commissioners, they ain't got the picture yet. The black county commissioner hadn't got the picture yet. You think we got some of the smartest commissioners downtown, and they still hadn't got the message yet. We've got just a little bit of courage, but we don't use our common sense down there. And we surely have forgotten about the understanding of how your ancestors were treated. And the thing that surprises me with that is that Marion Williams, Calvin Hollins, Betty Beard, and J.R. Hatton should know. They're old enough. not talking about their age. I don't want them to call in and shoot me out here. But they're old enough to know how their grandmothers and granddaddies and their mamas and daddies was treated. There's nothing different today. I just want you to understand that there is nothing different today in how they treated your grandmother and granddaddy then, other than they whipped them and they told them when they had to go and how they had to go, and now they just kind of do it now in a slick way with the new wave of folks. Good morning to you, live on the air.
Yes, I want to talk to you person. I have my number with.
Okay.
Will talk to you?
You would have to call me at 11 o'clock, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning to you. You're live on the air.
Yes, hi. I'd like to make a comment, please.
Yep, you're on the air. Go right ahead.
Okay. My name is Debbie.
Okay.
From Richmond County.
Okay.
And, Ryan, I have been working with Michelle Van, the Community Action Coalition.
Right. Now, you're the young lady with the child in the elementary school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I did get a message from you.
Yes.
And I had a phone call from the Vans this morning, and I am going to be looking into your situation this afternoon. But if you want to tell it, do you want to tell that story?
I want everybody to know about this.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay.
And make sure you say her name now.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to say her name.
All right,
I'm going to say her name.
Thank you.
Okay. You want me to start now?
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
Okay. All right. My name is Debbie. I have a special needs child. She's 6 years old, and she goes to Lake Forest Elementary School. And I have the principal is Carol T. Bailey. And she's the worst type of Caucasian there is. She's the type of woman that wears the Ku Klux Klan mask, but she don't have to wear it. She has been denying my child rights. My daughter...
You mean federal rights as a disabled child?
As a disabled child.
Okay, go right ahead.
This woman, I have done everything possible. She has asked me for a letter from the doctor saying that my daughter has multiple disabilities. I brought her 5 letters. Then she said that wasn't enough. Then she wanted a health impairment form. She said she needed it from the pediatrician. I brought her 5. That wasn't enough.
Now, you're in Columbia County or Richmond County?
I'm in Richmond County.
Okay, good, because Barbara Plilliam is listening and Joe Scott's listening, and I hope Marion Barnes is listening, but I know at least 3 of them are listening, so go right ahead.
Okay. Now, after all this happened, my daughter, she had a seizure 3 weeks before her birthday. And 3 weeks before her birthday, I went into that school and I asked Miss Bailey, can we make a plan so that in case she has a seizure again? She was against that. Okay, I have been trying my best to work with this woman. This woman has a thing about special needs children. Everything I say to her, she denies. My daughter cannot walk up a hill. My daughter has cerebral palsy, a mild case of cerebral palsy. She has hydrocephalus, ADHD, asthma, allergies. She has so many things that...
Tell me what school, just give me the name of the school.
Lake Forest Elementary School.
And how old is your daughter?
She's 6.
6 years old. Okay.
6 years old.
All right. Go right ahead.
Okay. After going to after going to 2 of the IEP meetings. The first IEP meeting, they had agreed that they was going to let someone pick Gabrielle up at the entrance, and they was going to bring her out. But Miss Bailey really didn't want that to happen. What she did was, she said that she would agree until Gabrielle got her evaluation from the neurologist. Well, Hyatt had asked for adaptive PE because Gabrielle, having the seizures, the doctor wouldn't commit that they were definitely seizures until an EEG. She had the EEG on October 5th. The doctor called me back on October 10th and told me there was seizure disorder. He put her on medicine. This woman put my daughter back into regular PE when she got a report from Michael Lammers, who is an adaptive PE, supposedly adaptive PE teacher. He saw my daughter for 50 minutes in 2 days and said there was nothing wrong with my daughter. He said that he didn't see any gross motor delays. He didn't see anything wrong with Gabrielle. She picked up little objects on the floor. She picked up the ball. She threw the ball. Now, I had brought them letters from physicians, from MCG, associate professors, from her therapist, saying that...
Let me tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. I wanted you to tell a little bit of that story here. All right. What I'm going to do is I got a message this morning. I'm going to call you right after my program, and we're going to make contact with some of the school board members and see if we can get this matter resolved, okay?
But, Ryan, let me just tell you this much, and then I'm going to let you go, okay? Okay, when she got that report back from Michael Lammers and he denied Gabrielle's services, she took it upon herself on the 18th of October, 3 days after she got that report, and put my daughter back into regular PE. That afternoon, my daughter had a seizure. And my daughter is uncontrollable now. She's starting to have behavioral problems in the classroom. And the medicine wasn't even in my daughter's body 7 days. Okay? Then she retaliated on me after the school meeting that I had to hire an advocate from Atlanta because the ones down here want $700 as a retainer. And Miss Brand came to the meeting. They were there. And what I asked for, I got. Do you know that woman, Miss Pearl Bailey, Carol P. Bailey, at Lake Forest, sat there with her arms folded and pouted. Now she's trying to get my daughter kicked out of school. She's retaliating against me. And you know what? She's not going to win because I'm not going to let her.
Well, we will listen. We're gonna jump on this right at 11.
Okay.
Right after the program. So make sure you call me back. I do have a number for you, so
okay.
You will either make touch bases there one way or the other. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you so much. We do appreciate you. I do have Bishop Mackey on the phone this morning. Bishop Mackey's from New York, I believe. He is down here at the Smith Hazel Recreational Center where they're having a 4-day or 3-day revival crusade. Correct, Bishop Mackey?
Yes, sir. It'll be 3 days starting tonight, and the time is at 7 p.m.
Now, the interesting thing that I learned, I know one of the members or organized planners that came in the station, and we have put the information out about your services and what you guys are going to be doing there. And then I later learned through a family member that I have a family member that lives in New York that attends your church as well. Let's talk about I know it's a revival type crusade, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at Smith Hazel Recreation Center. Let's talk a little bit about what you guys are going to be, what the message you're going to be bringing, and where you're going with this message. I know you guys had an emphasis on gang violence or gang issues, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
We are co-founder of an organization in New York called Heaven, HEVN, which stands for Helping End Violence Now. And we've been a part of this organization since 1999. And this organization addresses the gang and youth violence in Long Island. And what it does is there's preventive peace to keep our youth away from gangs. And then there is a redirective piece where our youth that have got involved with gangs, we have helped assist to redirect their lives. It's a very powerful piece. Matter of fact, we have a former gang member who's here with us who will be sharing his testimony on Friday night, and we have another gentleman who will be sharing his testimony on Thursday night, and then tonight we'll be sharing a young man who had redirected his life as well too. Very powerful piece. When I say redirect their lives, I mean they have dropped their flags and come from out of the gangs.
And you guys, and you'll be bringing the message here.
Yes.
And you're the bishop at what?
Our organization name is Tabernacle Joy Fellowship Churches Worldwide, based in headquarters in Uniondale, New York. I'm the presiding bishop. And we have churches in Nigeria, Trinidad, and also different parts of New York, as well as Connecticut and also in North Carolina.
Okay, and you in this crusade revival will start at what time?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. on Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night.
That's correct.
At the Smith Hazel Recreational Center in Aiken on Kershaw Street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the gymnasium, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And is there anything that you want to say to the people of South Carolina, the CSRA Georgia? We recently got a alt bulk in gang violence, both in Aiken County, surrounding counties, along with Augusta, Richmond County.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any message you want to send to parents so that they can get their kids out and get them involved in this particular crusade?
Well, I reach out to every component of the community, because what Heaven does is bring every component of the community, law enforcement, school, district, government officials, community agencies and organizations, and especially the churches and so forth, to sort of form this coalition that we have, and we network and collaborate and work together, because not one entity is going to be able to address this issue effectively. But I will tell you this, that Aiken and Augusta is at a place where we were in 1999. And our gang issue have gotten out of hand in New York simply because many people lived in denial and did not want to come together. They first didn't want to admit that there was a gang problem. And I see almost what went on in New York, the beginning stages here in this community. And I just feel the Lord has led me to come here to help to prevent it from getting out of hand. Because I was asked back in 1999, how did I see this issue in regards to gangs? And I said, well, I see it as a cancer that it's been diagnosed, but if it doesn't receive the proper treatment, it's going to spread and take many lives.
Well, we do thank you, and I'm going to be looking forward to getting out there myself, but I look forward to bringing you on the program maybe tomorrow or Friday once again, so that we can remind folks. We do have it announcing it as well, so that folks will know that you are here and that folks need to come out and take a part of this revival crusade at Smith Hazel Recreational Center.
And we're looking for miracles and people to be healed as well, too.
Amen. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you. God bless you. And
Thank
we'll
you.
look forward to seeing you tonight, also Thursday night and Friday night at the Smith Hazel Recreational Center.
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
Bishop Mackey there, it will be at the Smith Hazel Recreational Center this tonight, tomorrow night and the next night, and I'm encouraging you to get out there.
CNN Radio, I'm John Lisk. British police are telling prostitutes in the town of Ipswich to stay off the streets. Stuart Gull with the Suffolk Police says there's a serial killer or killers at work.
Our task now is to sift through this vast volume of information to prioritise our inquiries into these 3 murders and 2 unexplained deaths.
Police say the murders are taking place at a rate that's not been seen in British criminal history. 5 more car bombings overnight killed at least 22 people across Iraq, many of the dead job-seeking day laborers. President Bush meets with senior defense advisors today. He's gathering more opinions as he works to put together a new role for the U.S. troops in Iraq. An FDA panel is considering stronger warnings on antidepressants. The FDA says the drugs might increase suicidal behavior in young adults. U.S. Justice Department is appealing a ruling calling for U.S. money to be redesigned to make it easier for the blind to determine the value of different bills. The administration says it would cost too much. This is CNN Radio. Older men with prostate cancer may not want to wait to see what happens, even if that's what's being recommended. A new study finds they can live longer if they have surgery or radiation treatment. UCLA Professor of Public Health Dr. Mark Litwin says a consideration is quality of life in addition to progression of the disease.
Sexual, urinary, bowel function, all can be profoundly altered by either radiation or surgery for prostate cancer. And most older men die with prostate cancer and not of it.
Prostate cancer is the most common cancer afflicting men in the United States. Delta Airlines pilots plan a picket today to protest a bid by U.S. Airways to take over the carrier. Last month, U.S. Airways offered more than $8.5 billion for Delta. Shuttle Discovery astronauts will spend part of another day outside the International Space Station getting it ready for a rewiring job. The rewiring is needed so the station can be expanded. For news anytime, go to CNN.com. This is CNN Radio.
Tax saving tip for business owners. Consult your tax advisor to learn if your company can get a tax break when you buy an HP LaserJet printer before December 31st. It's a good time to upgrade your LaserJet printers to increase office productivity. The new LaserJets are up to twice as fast as they were 3 years ago and let you start printing almost instantly. So there's less waiting around. Black and white HP LaserJets start at $129. HP LaserJet printers, the reliable workhorse printers for business.
Estimate U.S. retail price. Actual prices may vary.
I'm cruising in my ride 16 switches. Gotta get my floss on, watch it.
Life may never be clean, but with Hoover, your floors can be. Hoover Floor Mate cleans all your hard floors. Hoover Wind Tunnel 2 Upright vacuums your carpets. Buy them together and get up to a $100 mail-in rebate. So use Hoover and keep it clean. Offer varies. See Hoover.com and participating dealers for details. Expires 1/7/07.
I want to let you in on a little secret, but before I do, could all you car dealers, bankers, and credit card companies switch over to the all sappy love songs all day long station? Good. For the rest of you, here's the secret. FreeCreditReport.com. If you know your credit score going in, you may be able to cut a better deal on car loans, refis, even credit cards. And you'll find your free credit score and report at FreeCreditReport.com. That's the secret. Get your free credit score and report with enrollment in Triple Advantage at FreeCreditReport.com. Get the score.
This holiday season, give the most eternal, unique gift of the year. Name a star after someone. I'm Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, we will name a star after anyone on your gift list. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office, and we will send you an incredible personalized gift package. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com for the gift that shines forever.
Don't miss the 5th anniversary of the Radio Angels. The Radio Angels. It's the 5th anniversary of the Radio Angels. Also featuring Terrell McFadden and the Disciples. Don't miss it, Saturday, January 6th at Johnston Elementary School, Johnston, South Carolina. Doors open at 4, programs at 6. Tickets $15 in advance, $18 at the door. Get yours now in Johnston at Duke's, Butler's, and Hazel Smith Barbershops. Batesburg, Council's Mattress and Furniture. Aiken, Snazzy's, Southside Beauty and Barber, and Mary Harris. For more information, call 803-275-2621 or 803-532-0221. Don't miss the 5th anniversary of the Radio Angels, also featuring Harold McFadden and the Disciples. This is one you don't want to miss. Saturday, January 6th at Johnston Elementary School, Johnston, South Carolina. If you're hurt on the job or seriously injured in an automobile accident, you need a lawyer you can count on to stand up and fight for your right to fair compensation. You need the Chandler Law Firm. Everett Chandler, a native of Aiken County, is an attorney who is committed to serving the CSRA community and has the experience to handle all of your legal needs. A former assistant solicitor who served Aiken, Bamberg, and Barnwell counties, Chandler is best suited to handle your criminal needs. When your freedom is at stake, you need a lawyer you can trust.
I'm Everett Chandler with the Chandler Law Firm. Put your trust in a lawyer who cares about your affairs. Whether you're seriously injured on the job or an automobile accident, or if you're charged with a crime, we can help. Let our experienced and committed staff handle your legal needs. We are located at 225 Chesterfield Street, Aiken. Please call us at 803-644-5335. Chandler Law Firm, where we care about your legal affairs.
That's Chandler Law Firm, 803-644-5335. Do you need dental work? How about dentures or partials? Good news. Augusta Dental Center is now open. Augusta Dental Center, located at 1139 Green Street across from the Greyhound bus station. Augusta Dental Center requires no appointment and accepts Georgia and South Carolina Medicaid. Emergencies always welcome. If you're contemplating the extraction of teeth or replacement of teeth with dentures or partials, Augusta Dental Center will do a full mouth x-ray, consultation, and estimate of treatment costs for only $25. Simple extractions are only $35, and surgical extractions, $75. They do several range prices of dentures and partials so that they can fit any budget. They also provide a full range of gold denture tooth styles. And don't forget, Augusta Dental does same-day denture repairs. Remember, Augusta Dental Center provides quality service at reasonable prices. Call them today at 706-721-4288. No appointment necessary. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. It's Augusta Dental Center. 706-721-4288.
The Word of Life Outreach Ministries Church, located at 1505 A.C. McIntyre Boulevard, Augusta, Georgia, where the pastor and overseer is the Honorable Apostle Robert L. Turner, will be having a one-night deliverance explosion. Joining us will be the Honorable Bishop Johnny Williams, pastor of the House of God, Tampa, Florida.
I need a blessing. Hell on my back. Death on my trail. My brother's after me, and nothing can stop here. He said, bless me. He said, bless me. He said, I won't let me go. He said, I won't until you bless me. You got to have that mind well made up. For God I live. For God I died. Everything else is nothing. Say yeah!
Sunday evening, December 17th at 7 p.m. Join us for an exciting evening of power, deliverance, and praise. Word of Life Outreach Ministries is located at 1505 A.C. McIntyre Boulevard, Augusta, directly across from T.W. Josie High School.
Margaret J. Weston Community Healthcare Centers is a federally qualified community health center offering primary and preventative health care and dental care with a full-service discount pharmacy on site. We're pleased to announce our new pediatric department, providing prenatal care, immunizations, and more. Margaret J. Weston Community Health Centers, dedicated to your health with 3 convenient locations. In Clearwater, located at 4645 Augusta Road. Jackson, 210 Atomic Road. And Aiken, 1211 University Lane. Call for your appointment today, 803-593-9283. We accept Medicaid, Medicare, and most private insurances, and your eligibility is based on household size and income. We're Margaret J. Weston Community Health Centers, dedicated to your health. Call us now, 803-593-9283.
Ladies, I want you to get a jump start on your New Year's resolution with Contours Express in Augusta. The better idea in a woman's gym. Now, you can be healthier and get in better shape right now. Let Contours Express show you the way with our proven 29-minute express workout system. I do it. Real weights with real results. Machines that are designed and sized especially for the ladies, along with our 30-day weight loss plan. Make your 2007 your year of health and wellness. You can do this. Join today and receive $100 off enrollment fees. Contours Express, the better idea in women's gym. Visit us at 2803 Wrightsboro Road and Daniel Village Plaza, right next door to Wachovia Bank. Or just call us,
706-731-5883. That's 706-731-5883. Medicine. Looking for a special gift for someone in a fraternity? BossMasonicWorld.com has a great media selection for Masons, Eastern Stars, Shriners, and Greeks. The store is located in Hepzibah, Georgia, 2924 Old Tobacco Road, 1 block east of Fort Gordon State Line, and is open Tuesday through Saturday. Call for directions and more information. 706-798-6557. That's 706-798-6557. Or shop online. BossMasonicWorld.com. Your one-stop for frat media shop.
Water Cooler Moment is sponsored by Aiken City Councilperson Leslie Price, South Carolina State Representative William Clyburn, the Chandler Law Firm, Barry's Pest Control, Access Barber Salon, City of Refuge Christian Learning Center, and Savannah River Charters and Tours.
Rejoice 94.7 WAW. Right back here inside the program. A little Lee Williams there, Tell the Angels. Last week I could have, this song would have really came in handy with me here. And yesterday, Tell the Angels, I am on the way. I was not feeling good yesterday as well. Good morning to you all here inside the Water Cooler Moment. Here, a lot to talk about this morning on the program.
Tell the angels, I'm on my way. But won't you tell them that I'll be home? Tell the angels that I'm on my way. Up there, I'll sing.
And back here inside the program, it's the Water Cooler Moment. 8:43 is the time. A little Tell the Angels there. To my grandmother, she loves Lee Williams and Tell the Angels.
That I'm on my way, and I'll be there. My road, rough and rocky, my cross is hard to bear. My friends, they all have left me, can't find peace nowhere. Tired, Lord, sick and worried, my little soul is feeling bad. But one day, church, I'm going away, and I'm going up there to stay. Yes, tell me, angel.
Okay, Rejoice 94.7 WAW. Right back here inside the program here. I do want to understand with folks with the A.K. Hassan issue of being hired for this particular position as an advisor to the board. There's a brokerage deal going on right now, folks. There's a brokerage deal going on down there as we speak with Jim Atkins or Jimmy Atkins, who wants to be the chair, who wants to be the new president of the school board, and he's willing to wager this particular seat if he can, or this particular position. And this goes back to what I told you over and over and over again, that the blacks down there are selling their votes for job positions. Okay, this goes back to what I was telling you before, is that the blacks down at the school board, Joe Scott, Barbara Ployan, Marion Barnes, are selling their votes for job positions. Okay, Jimmy Atkins wants the chair job, and he is willing to get the votes from the white side to put A.K. Hassan in this job position if the blacks are willing, Barbara Pulliam, Joe Scott, Marion Barnes, if they're willing to vote and support this move to hire A.K. Hassan as a consultant or as an advisor to the board. Now, let's not forget Deidre Johnson and Michelle Jordan. Michelle Jordan was titled in this same type position and lost her job because she was in support of Dr. Charles Lott. Okay, please remember that. She lost her job. Her job was eliminated. She was then fired, with A.K. Hassan being in there with this particular measure. And Deidre Johnson was fired as well with the same measure. 2 black females fired, led by A.K. Hassan, supported by Barbara Pulliam, supported by Marion Barnes, supported by Joe Scott, supported by Jimmy Atkins, and the rest of those folks. And we have got to make a significant, you've got to understand what you're dealing with here. We have black folks. We wonder why our kids are not being educated. We wonder why blacks are not getting ahead. We wonder why blacks are suffering. Here we are, we've got black folks, look like us, supposedly act like us, selling their votes for job positions. Again, selling their votes for job positions. This ain't the first time you heard me talk about this. This ain't the first time you heard me say that folks' daughters and son-in-laws and girlfriends are getting these jobs and becoming principals and various things and various positions. Here we are again now, A.K. Hassan becoming an advisor. Now, I tell you what we can do here. Since Barbara led this ordeal here, folks, we can recall her if it happens. We can collect the number of votes that we need to collect and recall her from her job. And I would recommend to the folks who work in that area that they or that are in her district to call her and tell her this is not something. She has did all that she can do to not go along with what the people who elected her wanted. She has done that. She has operated against what the people who elected her didn't want. She's working in total opposite, as if she got elected herself, as if she didn't need anybody black vote to get put in office. She doesn't have to answer to the black community. And that's the behavior that she's taking here. But we got to remember, Deidre Johnson and Michelle Jordan lost their jobs because they supported. They exercised the right to support who they thought was right and stood behind what they thought was right, and they were fired. Jobs eliminated because they chose to exercise a right of free will and free speech. But now they want to give A.K. Hassan that same type job. We want to create a job for somebody and give them a job because Jimmy Atkins wants to be president of the school board. He wants to serve as the chair. And we're willing to sell off our votes. Black folks are willing to give up their voting power for job positions. Good morning to you, live on the air.
Good morning, Ryan. How you doing?
Fine.
I'm out of Augusta. And this A.K. Hassan situation, as black folks, what are we to do? Because why did we pay all this taxpayers' money to have a runoff and have him to be elected out of office, and now he got locked out of office? Who is they holding him around to try to get out of office next? Is this here something they're doing to get rid of somebody else? Because now the board don't have money for different jobs and stuff, but how can they create a job for him?
Well, we just fired Deidre Johnson and Michelle Jordan. Michelle Jordan was the spokesperson, advisor And they got rid of that. He eliminated that job because she was in support of Dr. Laura. They eliminated that job. Then they pushed Deidre Johnson out the door. All the work of A.K. Hassan. And you're right. You have to ask the question, who's next? But, you know, here's the wager again. Jimmy Atkins wants to be president of school board. So he's willing to get his white counterparts to vote and support A.K. Hassan if Barbara will bring in, if Barbara Pulliam, who's negotiating on the other side, to give him the votes to serve as school board president. So now she's become a backroom worker and dealer. And Joe Scott sitting beside her, you know, her ace in the hole. So this sends a message. Now, y'all got to remember, I told you all this months ago that we had deals being made in the back. The blacks was giving away their votes for family members to get job positions, for friends to get job positions, and the whites were getting all the contracts to build the school. The whites were getting all the contracts that involved with school supplies, school materials, and the blacks weren't getting anything other than job positions. So
for them to have him as a speaker, why would the board have to go and pay all these lawyers and keep these lawyers on board to help them out with situations? What would they need him for?
Well, that's another good question. They're paying Pete Fletcher $600 and something thousand right out a year, a school term. I mean, that's over $500,000. I mean, folks, you know, the thing that gets me is black folks just don't understand. They would never give a Negro that kind of money. They just would never. They didn't even want to give Lark $207,000 a year, let alone $600,000 for what, a 9-month school term.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna get off this A.K. Hassan for a minute.
Okay.
I heard on the news. I got bits and pieces of it. There was a young man was killed in Iraq from South Carolina. I don't know what part of South Carolina. I got bits and pieces on the news this morning about it. So I don't know if you heard about it.
I haven't heard that one yet. I'll be checking here. A fallen soldier from South Carolina?
Yes.
Black kid, white kid?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like I said, I got bits and pieces of it when I woke up this morning.
Well, I will get on top of that. That'll be important to us. We need to be a part of that.
Okay.
Absolutely. I do appreciate your phone call, but we've got to come to some realization somewhere around here as to what these black leaders that we so-called have are. Thank you so much.
Hey, let me say this. You see what happened when you was off for that week or something of it, now they're trying to throw something else in there? You don't need to leave, and you don't need to be off there.
Well, I was sick last week, really sick. I mean, super sick. You heard me play Tell the Angels and say I thought I was on my way.
But you see what happens when you get sick, or when somebody is trying to help us black folks or help the city, and once you step out for a few minutes, you see what happens?
Yeah, it turns into a disaster.
Yes.
I tell you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
We do appreciate you. I do want to say this. You know, folks, it's an opportunity. 803-641-6499. This is something that we do not need to be silent about with this A.K. Hassan saga. Barbara Pulliam and Joe Scott, are a part of the orchestration. They were a part of the group that helped assisted with getting rid of the Dr. Charles Lark, which was fine. However, we just didn't like the style in which it was done. But here we are in a predicament now where Deidre Johnson and Michelle Jordan were fired from their jobs because they supported Dr. Lark, and A.K. Hassan did everything he could do to get them out the way in efforts of helping get away. Now, this is a debt that the white Board of Education members are paying back to A.K. Hassan with the assistance of Barbara and Joe Scott. And they are trying to give A.K. Hassan this advisory job here. Let me do this here and we'll be on. Rejoice, you're live on the air. Good morning to you. You're live on the air. Good morning to you. Okay. 803-641-6499 is the number here inside the program. We're going to go to the phone lines, I think, here. Okay, never mind here. All right.